That's hard. All the effort, you know what it's like, you know, license is hard, you know, lots of stuff, and lots of also. So that's the thing I found hard when I went to
So these seats are facing that?
Yeah, I think this is just the museum thing.
Just other seating.
I think so. I don't think the AV coffee or I don't know. Just to get the trying to do that.
people are retired aircraft engineers, but there are also one of our volunteers on a Monday is a ship's captain. Universities, hospitals, and he never ever showed any extravagance towards the family.
Concorde, the third built in the UK. Golf Bravo Bravo Delta Golf, or Delta Golf as she's affectionately known, opened the door for Concorde to enter passenger service. Like every other Concorde, over 30% of Delta Golf's airframe was built here at Brooklands before being shipped to Hilton for final assembly. In the hands of test pilots Brian Trubshaw and Peter Baker, Delta Golf first took to the sky on February 13, 1974, at the start of a test program that would lead to Concorde's airworthiness certification. The first flight, which lasted 1 hour and 45 minutes, saw the aircraft fly from Filton to the Concorde test base at Fairford to join Concorde 002 and Concorde 01 in the British flight test programme. Delta Golf flew to many locations all over the globe, such as Singapore, Kuwait and the United Arab Emirates, during a flight test programme that lasted more than 7 years. She was the first Concorde to carry 100 passengers at twice the speed of sound. Delta Golf was used by British Airways crews for training in the summer of 1975. Over 50 training flights were conducted out of Fairford before passenger services commenced the following year. The aircraft's final flight came on Christmas Eve 1981, after which she was put into long-term storage at Filton. British Airways acquired ownership of Delta Golf in 1984 and in 2003 offered her to Brooklands Museum for restoration and display. Inside and out, the aircraft had been stripped of just about every conceivable part, but with BA's enormous Concorde spares holding, it was hoped that most parts could be found and eventually refitted. The aircraft was repositioned to allow it to be divided into 5 major sections, after smaller items such as the intakes and wingtips had been removed and transported to Brooklands. The Brooklands built forward and aft fuselage sections were the first major pieces to arrive at the museum in May 2004. A few weeks later, the 2 main wing sections were separated from the fuselage and transported the 125 miles to the museum. The final piece to be moved was the central fuselage section of Concorde, on which the restoration would be based. It was transported along the M4 and arrived safely at Brooklands after journeying down the leafy Surrey roads towards the museum. Hundreds of museum supporters, as well as His Royal Highness Prince Michael of Kent, were present to greet Concorde and see her being unloaded. Although it would be many months before structural rebuilding got underway, the volunteer team set to work restoring key parts of the aircraft, such as the droop nose and intakes, as well as beginning to remove 20 years of grime from the fuselage and wings ahead of repainting. The museum's contractors for the rebuilding started work in early 2005. The first task was to reposition the 5 main sections so that they could be reattached. When the aircraft was sectioned, new production joints were essentially formed. Aluminium channel sections were used to rejoin both the wings and fuselage. Alongside the structural work, the main volunteer effort got underway to repaint the aircraft. The surface was prepared before being painted with the trademark Concorde gloss white finish. After the forward fuselage had been rejoined, volunteers refitted Concorde's famous droop nose. With the structural rebuild nearly complete, Concorde was airbagged to full height to allow the landing gears to be fitted, the first time in nearly 20 years that the aircraft had rested on its own undercarriage. A volunteer team refitted the outer wingtips in late 2005, painstakingly installing over 600 bolts to hold them in place. With work underway to restore the interiors and cockpit, a volunteer effort in 2006 began with refitting the restored air intakes and rebuilding the engine bays. Special teams were formed to repaint and then fit the giant Brooklands-built tail fin, which was fitted in the summer of 2006, topping out the main rebuilding programme. Due largely to the efforts of an army of dedicated volunteers, sponsors and contributors to the museum's appeal fund, a Concorde with an uncertain future at the start of the millennium had been saved for future generations.
And again in 2029, let's hope so. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go forward into the front cabin where we've still got 36 seats. We don't use the first 2 rows of seats. When you sit down, these lockers are stupidly low. My brother was the best man at our wedding and nearly knocked himself unconscious. It was great. Best laugh of the wedding. So, what I need you to do is sit right back in your seats, get nice and comfortable in there. We won't be using safety belts today, we're not going that high. All I want you to do is sit right back in because you're going to get the sights, sounds and hopefully sensations of flying on Concorde. Due to any time during the flight, they were standard issue on all the Concordes. Your captain is going to be Captain Mike Bannister. That's him telling me to get out of the way. He was the chief pilot when Concorde was flying, so he should know what he's doing. We'll be all right, safe in his hands. So, as I say, we won't be going very high, so you won't need safety belts. Don't look out the windows, spoil the illusion. And don't pull the shades down, because they'll break. And all you have to do is sit back, relax, and we'll be... He's telling him. Right, he wants me to go. Okay, folks, sit back, relax, enjoy your flight. I'll speak to you when it's over.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard Concorde. My name is Mike Bannister and it's my great pleasure to invite you on the world's only supersonic airliner as we prepare for departure from London's Heathrow. I'm joined here by Senior First Officer Neil Rendell and Senior Engineer Officer Ian Smith. We're just about to start up our 4 Rolls-Royce Olympus engines, push the aircraft back and taxi out for takeoff. Do make yourselves comfortable as we offer you the finest wines, the finest cuisine, the finest service in the air. Although the flight is very short, we hope it will be a memorable experience for you.
Cabin crew doors to automatic and cross-check.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Mike Bannister on the flight deck. We've just received our line-up clearance and we'll be departing on time. Once we line up on the runway, we'll be opening up our 4 Rolls-Royce engines to full power, and you'll feel the reheats kick in. A nudge of acceleration in your back as the extra 25% of power comes in. We'll accelerate very quickly through 100 miles an hour, and within 40 seconds, we'll be at 250 miles an hour, when I'll pull back on the control column, rotating Concorde to 13 degrees nose up. We'll climb out, accelerating all the time, until we reach 1 minute and 10 seconds after takeoff, where we're going to switch the reheats off and reduce the engine power. We do this to be good neighbours in the Heathrow area, but you might feel a significant change of noise levels in the cabin.
Speedbird Concorde 1, clear departure, runway 27 left.
Speedbird Concorde 1, clear to take off 27 left. Everybody ready? Ready. Yes. 3, 2, 1, now. Airspeed building. 100 knots. Power check. V1. Rotate. Positive climb. Gear up. Gear selected. 240 knots. 240. Three, two, one, noise. Well, ladies and gentlemen, here we are at 28,000 feet at Mach 0.95, 95% of the speed of sound, as we approach our acceleration point to the southeast of Swansea. In a few moments' time, we'll open up our engines to full power and switch on the reheats again. They're the ones that we use for takeoff. This time, however, we'll switch them on in pairs. You may feel 2 slight nudges of acceleration as they come in, and very shortly after that, we'll be through Mach 1, the speed of sound. So we're just coming up to that point now. Engines up to full power. First pair of reheats on. Inwards. Second pair on. Inwards. 0.95. 0.96. Mark 0.97. 0.98. 0.99. Mach 1, the speed of sound. We're faster than the speed of sound. No bumping, no jostling, just a smooth transition. That's the really clever thing that the designers did. We're now flying supersonically. We've joined the over 2.5 million passengers who've flown faster than the speed of sound on British Airways Concorde. We're now approaching Mach 1.3, a really critical part of Concorde's flight profile. At this stage, we're going to have to start slowing the air down as it comes into the engines. Rolls-Royce Olympus engines can only accept air at around 500 miles an hour. When we're travelling at 1,350 miles an hour, we just have to slow that air down. We do that with a series of ramps inside the intakes. These ramps are very accurately positioned using digital computers, the first in civil aviation history. As the air comes in, it's slowed down from 1,350 miles an hour to just 500 miles an hour at the engine face, in a distance of just 11 feet. Another very clever piece of Concorde design. As we approach Mach 1.7, our engines have become more efficient, and we can switch the reheats off, and Concorde can do what no other aircraft in the world can do, which is to climb and accelerate from Mach 1.7 to Mach 2 using full power without reheat. We reach Mach 2 at 50,000 feet and continue climbing up towards our service ceiling of 60,000. At that height, you're on the edge of space, where the sky gets darker, where you can see the curvature of the Earth. You're travelling faster than a rifle bullet, 23 miles a minute, a mile every 2.5 seconds. You can actually feel the aircraft getting warmer and warmer due to friction. We're travelling so quickly that if we took off in the spring or the autumn when it was dark in London at 7 p.m, you'd travel across the Atlantic and see the sunrise in the west. Concorde was a design icon of the 20th and 21st century. She was clever, she was beautiful, she was a great technological achievement. She could do things that no aircraft could do then or now. But it was the people that made her really special. The designers, the builders, the people that operated the airplanes, those that flew in her. It's those people that will ensure that Concorde will live forever.
So don't stop me now.
sheet and look out the window, I can tell you we're safely back at Brooklands. Good flight? Try that?
Yeah.
Well, I hope you liked it, and you know, if you thought it was fantastic, you want to put a really good thing on TripAdvisor. Remember, my name's Mike. If you hated it, my name's Colin. I've got certificates for you. The captain's nipped out and quickly signed it. We didn't know all your names, so you'll have to fill that bit in for him. But I've got a certificate for all of you to say that you have flown on Concorde. There you go. Two for you. And somehow I've miscounted. Thank you very much.